folks. This is Roberta Graham, the manager of custodial here on campus, and I'm Matt Robinson, the director of Housing and Conference Services. We're going to give you a really quick and perhaps not so dirty look at some sustainability initiatives that we are undertaking here on campus.
So how does sustainability fit in with facilities management? We look at energy management, custodial and waste management, parking, projects that we do on campus, food service, and housing. Over the last 10 years in our department, we reduced utility reduction 25% with fuel, with lighting by changing everything into LED lights, and with our water, we've changed our fixtures to help reduce our water consumption. And by going to natural gas, we've reduced our fuel carbon footprint by 1/3. And in our custodial department, we have over 150 recycling stations across campus. We have 60 in residence. We have 9 outside. And if you've noticed, especially in the Burke building, we've started to change our signage on our recycling bins, hoping to simplify it to encourage people to separate properly. Our program does include, we have paper, compost, cardboard, and recyclables. In the custodial department, we use all green products. And our paper towel, toilet paper, garbage bags are made from recycled materials. And I brought a few pamphlets with me that shows what should be put where. Because for some reason across campus, we're finding people are putting a lot still in the garbage instead of separating properly. So if you have any questions, take a pamphlet or give me a call and I'll help you sort it through.
In terms of commuting and parking and sustainability, we're working to sort of facilitate the creation of an accessible campus from all parts of Halifax. That includes a bunch of different pieces. Obviously, there's the SMUPass bus pass, which is meant to encourage as many people as possible to use public transit. We do have a carpool program on campus. Some of you may or may not be aware of that. The cost is essentially the same, but up to 3 people can share a parking pass and they get a reserved spot on campus if they sort of enter into that program together. We sit with DAL, the HRM, and the hospitals on a transportation task force, which is looking at ways in terms of encouraging people to not simply drive cars individually to campus, among other things. And we're currently here on campus undertaking an analysis of where students, faculty, and staff are traveling from. So if you've gotten a parking pass and they ask for your postal code, that's why we're plotting where folks are coming from, and that'll hopefully allow us to come up with some strategies and some solutions that'll allow us to better meet those needs. Perfect. In terms of project management, when we're doing projects on campus, whether that's new construction or renovations, we identify and follow leading green building standards. And we have things in our RFPs and that sort of thing to help reduce construction waste and standards that need to be met. We do, whenever possible, whether people like this or not all the time, choose to renovate existing buildings and better utilize our existing space rather than simply create additional space, which then would eat up various resources. Our purchasing standards are sort of heavily involved in using green alternatives or sustainable alternatives when possible, specifically things like carpet and furniture vendors. That's a key consideration for our purchasing processes. We do reuse furniture as much as possible. So for instance, if we redo a space in residence and remove perfectly good furniture, we'll use that to augment furniture in other areas. And we try to optimize space utilization. Here on campus, Gary can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're at about 90 to 95% space optimization here on campus. Most institutions run somewhere between 70 and 75%, give or take. So we're using our space very, very well, which may be why you can't always get the space you want to book sometimes. In terms of food service, we've done a fair bit with our food service provider, Aramark, to help reduce food and other wastes associated with our food service on campus. It's been a number of years here that we've had trayless dining in the dockside, our sort of residence dining hall. That has a number of implications in terms of sustainability and waste reduction. Most obvious, perhaps, is reduced water and reduced use of detergents and that sort of thing to actually clean the trays. But there's also a substantial impact on food waste. People's eyes are often bigger than their stomachs, and so if you have to grab plates or eat in smaller portions, you tend to grab maybe only 6 slices of pizza instead of 8 and don't throw out 2. The other thing is we do a fair bit of recycling in the dockside. We also, let me see, make sure I have all my stuff here. We also locally source as much as possible, which has sort of an indirect impact on reducing our carbon footprint as far as bringing food sources in. I think we're under time. Good to go.
We
Done and
just
done.
done.